It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Good morning, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the KVJ show. It's good to see everybody.
Good morning.
I took yesterday off just to mourn and weep the loss of my Ohio State Buckeyes on Monday night in the national championship.
What time did you finally get home? Because the game started late.
It did. It's ridiculous. I don't like how they do it. A lot of people are complaining about it. The game started like at around 9 o'clock, something like that on a Monday night. And even people who don't have to do a morning show were complaining about it, saying, who wants to, on a Monday night, stay up until midnight? And they had the lowest ratings ever for a national championship game for college football.
Learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, they really should. There's a lot of issues going on with it. So I didn't get home till 2:30.
Oh, my gosh.
It was, we had somebody that we had to drop off in Fort Lauderdale. So, you come west from the stadium, have to go east to Lauderdale, and then by the time you get back to West Palm Beach, which is where my house is, it was a late night. So,
wow.
Yeah, I'd have been in here with an hour's worth of sleep and nothing to talk about. So.
Well, you couldn't.
Yeah, just been me and my tears.
It was a close game, though, right in the beginning. Like, right when the game started, it was
first
close,
quarter,
baby.
I went to sleep in the first quarter, but we had it on. I fell asleep to
Yeah.
it, and I was like, okay, Kevin's got to be pretty happy. They're hanging in there.
They were. I wasn't real optimistic because they had the COVID testing, and it knocked out a couple really key players before the game. So you didn't find out an hour before the game. Oh, well, we basically have no chance now. So,
Dang.
It makes it tough for the betting, the people who like to bet.
That has got to be really tough because with the betting lines, you don't know. It was at least two of the people that were out for Ohio State made a massive difference.
And this could happen to any NFL team, too, who are in the playoffs right now.
Everybody does different kinds of testing. And, people were kind of saying that I think Alabama kind of wrapped up their testing 3 months ago. And so they miraculously.
We're good. We're not testing anymore.
They didn't have anybody out for the COVID, so they were good.
Oh, I think the LSU coach purposely made sure everybody on the team got it early in the year.
They did. They ran through it, yeah.
They were like, y'all, if y'all got the COVID, y'all got to hang out, y'all.
Y'all good down here.
Y'all good. Y'all got to hang out, have some gumbo together.
That was it.
Did you have fun, though, even though they lost so horrifically bad?
I had a good time. It's one thing that you need to learn if you're a sports fan or a fan of anything. You just got to enjoy the ride and not get all hung up on the end result. I wasn't expecting a lot, and I received a lot less than I expected. So,
But the first quarter, though.
Yeah, first quarter, though.
Look, you have that first quarter. Hold on to that.
First quarter was magical.
You should have jumped your ass in your car after the first quarter.
Yeah.
You'll always have that first quarter.
That
man.
first quarter
No
was
one
special.
can take that first quarter
Did
from
you?
you.
Did you have any adult beverages?
I had a few down around it and all that. But,
Good.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't see your team get beat that badly and not have anything.
I'm surprised you weren't trying to do shots of Crown.
Oh, geez, no.
That's what we do at my house. It's called Crown when you're down.
Yeah, but then you add a massive hangover to a loss, which is even more depressing.
Panda did it on Saturday
He did.
when his Bills were down, and then right after that, the Bills turned it around and came back and won the game.
It's good if they turn it around.
Just you don't want to stay down when you're drinking. When you're all hammered, now you're depressed.
Right.
Is that fun?
Yeah, and then you've thrown your remote control through your TV. You wake up the next morning, you're just like, what have I done?
Your wife's not talking to you.
Yeah, it's all tough. Yeah, it's all tough. So it was the best of a bad situation, but it was a lot of fun. So we got a jam-packed show for you today. We're going to be doing another World Record Wednesday today. Jbird's going to be showing off his balance, acrobatic kind of skills today.
Ooh.
I'm really excited to get to that.
Oh, yeah. We bought a specialty item for this one.
Oh, you did? Specialty item.
In fact, I was going to give it to you after my failing attempt. I think you'll like it, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, little present.
I'm excited here. I love presents.
You're a man known for your balance. I can't wait.
Just before 8 o'clock, we'll get to that. Virginia is on the hot seat today for Plead the Fifth. That is going to be right about 8:10 this morning. So she's going to get hit with 3 tough questions. She's got to answer all but one of them. So we'll get some prying stuff. Got a lot of good suggestions from people, too, on what we should ask.
That's the bit where we try to ruin our personal lives, right? We try to ask the
Absolutely.
deepest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also, we're going to be telling the story about Fort Lauderdale today. All the little salacious details of biggest city in Broward County. We'll get to that as well coming up here on your Wednesday KVJ show.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, I know you know this. You can say so much on Twitter without saying a word. It's all about whose comments you like. And Kim Cattrall just liked somebody's comment about the whole Sex and the City reboot and television show.
Oh, okay.
Coming up in a minute, I'll tell you the comment she liked.
It's the new way to release a statement without releasing a statement.
Totally.
But it really says so much.
It says what you want to say.
It says everything.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, I know you love the haunted houses stuff. Jbird, did you know that Liam Payne just sold a haunted house?
I did know that only because I edited the audio.
Here he is talking about his old haunted house he used to have.
I'm not a believer because I haven't seen it and I need to see it to believe it, but I'm just like, but what if it is real and there is some woman from the 1800s going, hello? My house I have in America, I was in bed and at 3 a.m. the lights would come on in the toilet and then the door wouldn't open and I'm like, first few weeks, I'm like, whatever, it's nothing. And then the more time went on, it just kept happening, but it was always 3 a.m., which is meant to be the witching hour. So now I'm like getting a bit more spooked out by it, like,
Wow.
I don't know if this is true, but I'm certainly fascinated. The Real Housewives of Miami, which they canceled after a few seasons, may be coming back. And they may be getting Phil Collins's crazy ex-wife.
Don't reward her. Do not reward her with airtime.
She and Phil are currently in a battle over his multi-million-dollar Miami mansion. She's claiming he promised her half of it. He's claiming she's crazy. And now I think if they reboot The Real Housewives of Miami, they're going to ask her to be on it.
She's going to talk about how he doesn't shower and all that terrible stuff.
I don't know what she's going to say.
I thought they said that she couldn't talk about that anymore.
I think a judge did put a little gag on her that she had to stop defaming him and saying that like his penis didn't work and he is unclean.
That's
and
just tough.
She was saying all kinds of stuff.
She's really hitting the man where it hurts the most. He's not clean and he's got a small package.
Yeah, it was nasty what
Never
she
get
had
action
to
again.
say. But yeah, stay tuned. If you like the drama, she could be bringing it on that show. And finally here, what was the comment that Kim Cattrall liked on Twitter all about the Sex and the City revival on HBO? It's a Twitter post that says, I absolutely love Sex and the City, and I'm very sad that Samantha will not return, but I applaud her for doing what is best for her, and I think this is a great example of putting yourself first.
Uh-huh.
I'm already over this feud. I'm so done. They're trying to milk this for all the publicity it's worth to get a little heat behind Sex and the City reboot. We see you.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What are you thinking about today, Jbird?
Well, I got to give some positive shout-outs for some people that have been so kind. One of our KVJ Nationers, did a anonymous donation to Peggy Adams in honor of Chewy.
Oh, that's cool.
And they're going to, whoever donated this, and they didn't say it, but it's going to take care of over 40,000 dogs and cats with their donation.
That's wow.
Isn't that awesome? And I don't know who this masked person is. But
yeah, it says it on the letter. Her name's on there.
Oh, it says author unknown.
Kirsten Herndon.
Kirsten Herndon. Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Kirsten Herndon, and that's really cool.
Okay, Kirsten, thank you so much for doing that. That is so kind. 40,000 animals in name of Chewy. I love it. And I also got to give a big shout out to the Girl Scouts. They sent me the nicest basket. Just to, say and offer their condolences for sweet Chewy. And they gave me all my favorite cookies in this huge basket just to say they're thinking about me because of Chewy. So
That was
I
sweet.
gotta thank everyone for their kindness. Someone, a nationer, sent me a great wind chime that's in honor of Chewy.
Oh, that's really
So
cool.
the
Yeah.
people have been very kind, and I'm very fortunate for
Well,
that.
people get the love for animals. A lot of animal lovers out there.
It's very sweet.
Very.
Mm-hmm. I think the Girl Scouts, aren't they doing order online kind of stuff this year, I believe?
They are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how you're doing the cookies, I think, for a lot of them.
It's probably so much safer than standing out in front of the grocery.
Probably, yeah.
They doubled up on my favorite ones. They gave me double do-si-dos.
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
That's awesome.
I feel like it's somebody.
And the great thing too about that girl that donated to Peggy Adams in Chewy's name, she's inspired other people to do the same thing. And now a bunch of people have donated in Chewy's name.
I'm so glad that you had her name there. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
read it wrong.
They're all leaving comments and saying, okay, I'm inspired by this. I'm going to do it too. Like, it's super awesome.
That's very cool.
Yay.
Yeah, and apparently Girl Scouts, they are going to be teaming up with Grubhub to help deliver their famous cookies.
Oh, so they bring them right to your front door, not shipping them, just delivering them.
Yeah, the delivery will be free for customers, and Grubhub is also waiving its usual vendor fees for the Girl Scouts.
Wow.
What an exciting time we live where you can order Girl Scout cookies and you can order Slurpees. Have that all delivered at your house. You don't have to leave. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
I never thought we'd see that day.
Who said 2020 was so bad, right? It gave us some good things. Virginia, what's on your mind today?
Well, I had to take both kids to the pediatrician yesterday. They were both due for some shots. I didn't tell them that ahead of time, though. We wait to break it to them till they're there to hear that news.
Okay.
But it was kind of interesting. I was talking with their pediatrician, and I had thought that, doctors and nurses, healthcare workers, paramedics, EMTs, firefighters, like they all got the vaccine first. That's what I thought. But she said, no, that's not the case. Doctors and nurses that are regular practitioners, not in a hospital, do not get it first. And she doesn't know when she's going to get it, and she can't wait to get it. But I just thought that was fascinating. Like, I had always believed that all doctors and nurses got offered it first. But if you're not in a hospital, you did not.
Yeah.
I mean, shouldn't we be getting them first? Doctors, nurses, dentists. These are people that are seeing patients every day and have their hands on sick people. Like,
Well, Governor DeSantis, his plan is he wants to get it to those 65 and older and the most vulnerable because they're the ones that are dying from it. So he wants to curb the death numbers, people that are dying from COVID.
and I get that too. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so that was his recommendation. He went early against the CDC and their earlier recommendations, but now the CDC, I think I saw a story yesterday where they have now also changed their guidance as well and said, yeah, let's get it to the most vulnerable, which is the
Interesting.
people that are older first that it's killing.
I think we only get 4,000 doses a week in Palm Beach County. Like, that's it?
They need to speed it up. That's a big part of the conversation that's happening is getting the vaccines out and faster. There's been some hiccups that have happened so far in Florida. Last I saw, about over 500,000 people right now have received their first dose. That's about 2.42% of the population. So we got a long, long way to go, but they're trying to get them out as fast as they can and trying to figure it out.
It's just funny to me that, like, the chemistry side of it, the biomedical side of it, of coming up with the vaccine, which seems like it would be the hardest part, is the one that they got done so quickly. And now the part that we're having trouble with is scheduling.
Yeah, it's the
Like,
logistics.
really? The
Yeah.
logistics
Yeah.
is what's tying us up. The cure they came up with quick, faster than anybody ever expected. Now we can't figure out time slots.
I think the hardest part was they were leaving it up to a lot of local hospitals, and they're like, we're not really equipped to do that, and we're already kind of stressed. So they're trying to come up with other systems right now because the initial launch has been slower than they wanted.
To go back to your point with not telling your kids they had to get shots, I think that's the right move because my mom did the opposite. I would know for about 10 days before my doctor's appointment that I either had a booster shot coming up or a tetanus, and that was grueling. That mentally, I thought about that for 10 days. I think you had to blindside him like you did.
We tell him, but we tell him when we're there.
Yeah.
I tell him when the nurse leaves the room. I say, look, Rocco, and Mags is old enough now, she can handle it. But I'm like, look, Rocco, I got to let you know something. You're about to get a shot. And then he just melts down.
I don't know if you guys remember this one kind of shot. It was circular, and it had all these little pins in it, and they would stick it in your arm. And I remember I had to get, that was the one I had to get. I was dreading it so much. Do you remember that horrible shot?
You mean the round scar?
I just remember it being round and painful and awful.
I know our parents had to get that round one with the dots in it, but I didn't have to get that one. Whatever that one is, I think
Polio, right?
I don't know, but
Maybe it was polio.
I don't think you had to get polio.
I don't know, dog. I think I got the polio.
He got it
vaccine.
just for fun. It was pretty much eradicated, but he just wanted just
His
for good
mom was
measure.
like, "Nope, give him polio."
Yeah.
And she told me about it 10 days before. So,
He misbehaved, so he had to get the.
then what the hell did they shoot me with, damn it?
What I got on my mind here today, I'm really excited to see the opening of a new cool restaurant in West Palm Beach. I always love when new places open up, and that Elisabetta's, which is right in front of the Bend. It's on the water. It really could start changing the landscape, I think, of downtown West Palm Beach. They're going to be swinging the doors open, so I'm excited to hopefully go and check that out. It's beautiful. It is just
Yeah.
right there. It's very open air, perfect for this time of year.
It looks gorgeous.
Yes, it is very nice. There's kind of a chain. They got a whole bunch of different ones. They have an Elisabetta's also in Del Rey, but I think it's the same people that do the Louis Bossi. So if you're in Fort Lauderdale and Las Olas, they got a Louis Bossi there, and there's a couple more of those. It's the same people.
Okay.
Just, so it kind of looks a lot like a Louis Bossi, just basically a different name.
Is this something where one would have to abide by a dress code? Is that kind of atmosphere? Can you go in there with sandals and
I think so.
a
Yeah,
tee?
yeah. It's nice, but it's not any kind of dress code type of place.
They probably had the same dress code as Bradley's.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be casual. You can wear whatever you want.
Yeah. You can't
just
go in
say
there
that.
topless, but
Yeah.
But one day maybe.
As long as you're decent,
right.
you'll be okay. I believe we've got a scale in here today to see where Bird
We
and Suits
do.
is as they're starting off their diet challenge.
Yes, we have the scale.
I think I gained 8 pounds in 2 days. I went big for the championship game that I did not watch.
I look like
Oh,
Carrot
okay.
Top walking into work today with all these props for all your bits. I've
Got a lot.
I got the scale. It's here.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're going to have Bird and Suits step on the scale. I think we're just going to do it on straight weight. 6-week challenge. We'll weigh in once a week just to see how you guys are doing. And the final weigh in, we'll do maybe at a Publix.
Well, the punishment that you came up with, Suits is really bummed out about this thing.
You gotta skip around to Publix in a bikini.
The bikini lap.
He does not want to do that.
I bet. Yeah, that's why you got to bring it.
He's got to bring that heat.
That's why you got to bring that heat. Don't let the bird beat you. So we'll see what they're weighing in at. The official weigh-in is going to be happening in minutes here on the KVJ show. Yeah, we're kind of getting late into the month, but I guess better late than never, right? If you're going to be making any kind of like resolution to lose weight, Virginia, anytime you jump
Yeah.
on it, it's all good.
Anytime you decide to do it, whenever you're ready, that's the thing. Not everybody's ready on January 1st. You got to find that internal motivation. And for me, I just know football season's still going on. I can't do the diet yet.
Right.
Because I want my fried chicken wings. I want my shrimp on a stick. I want all those delicious little snacks that you eat during football.
Goes so well with football, Virginia.
Yes.
How do you stop now? You got to wait till Fat Tuesday, right? Blow it out after that. That's when we
True,
shall start
yeah.
diets, right? Get through Fat Tuesday and then.
Ash Wednesday starts the diet. Good
Okay.
call. Good call.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe we ought to just reboot this bit then. And start it then.
The pizza party continues.
Yes.
You had a realization that you and Suits were both commiserating about putting on a little bit of weight here recently. About the 20 pounds you thought you put on?
Well, just the amount of time. There wasn't that much time. So I really went for it. Yeah, if I take off my shirt and if I'm naked, it's not appealing.
This is since November?
November 1st is when I got off that diet. Remember, I was getting all healthy. I was eating nothing but lentil soup.
Yes.
Oh, man, lentil soup.
You thought you were dying, and so you were trying to get right with Jesus.
Well, they made a mistake on my chart, which was awful,
Yeah.
thinking you're dying for 2 weeks.
That is tough. But boy, you turned it around.
But the celebration after.
he was
yeah.
so healthy for 2 weeks.
No, I was healthy for a solid month.
Yeah. You really were. It was
the
impressive.
Healthiest I've ever been, probably in my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
so
impressive.
many lentils.
His diet was rivaling mine, Virginia. It was crazy.
It was. I was eating like raw.
Yeah. And so he's going to try to put it back in shape here. And Suits, you said just being home, pandemic, kind of locked down. Your mom's been cooking a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't really all that quick, but over the course of the year, I definitely gained about 20 pounds. So I haven't been above 180 in a while, and I wasn't thrilled when I crossed that mark.
What did everybody weigh in? We did this several months ago. Everybody on the show got a weight. Do you remember what yours was when you did that?
The lowest I got was 165.
Wow.
During my whole thing.
Okay.
I know I'm nowhere near. I don't know what I am right now.
So when you were good, you were 165.
When I was crushing it, when I thought I was dying, 165.
Suits, what was your best? When you were good, when you were like feeling so svelte.
When I was really good, I was 155.
Whoa.
That's
All
why
right.
I'm like, I'm starting to get that gut coming back. So I need to go back the other way.
I can feel it in my bosoms. I feel like I'm retaining
Yeah.
water in my bosoms.
Getting breast weight.
You are a chick.
But I can feel it.
Yeah.
I'm yearning for chocolate when I'm sad.
How's your ovaries?
I think they are working. I think they're doing good.
He's ovulating. Okay, let's hop on the scale here and see where you guys are. You got a 6-week challenge going on here.
Get on that scale, fertile Myrtle.
And then the final weigh-in we're going to do at a Publix. At least that's the initial discussion here.
Are you taking off your pants?
Yeah, I'm gonna get down to the brass.
Stop trying to turn us on.
Get down to the brass. Okay, look at that.
Wow.
Oh, everybody's stripping down
Strip
here.
show.
Yeah. Everyone wants to go as low as they can go. I think actually you'd probably want more weight on because this is your starting weight.
You're right, I'm so dumb.
Yeah, I'm like, you want to be heavier than
182.
182 from 165. Okay. You thought maybe 20 pounds. You're almost there, 17. Okay.
To be fair, actually, I'll take the jacket off. because
Okay.
He did do that too.
I mean, 182.
You're not going to try to take your pants off like he did?
No, that's not going to happen.
Thank goodness. Somebody has decorum around here.
Some restraint.
Are you shocked by that number, Jbird? Does that feel about right? You saddened by that, or is it?
I thought it was gonna be worse. So I gotta have a long talk with myself. I thought it was close to 190.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Well, then it's good
Well, then
news.
maybe this diet, you're right. You should wait till Ash Wednesday. You got 8 more pounds to put on.
Yeah, stay there for a second. It'll go. It'll go.
Suits is where?
182.4.
They're the same weight? What are you, fat brothers?
Well, that works good, right? For the challenge.
You're both
It'd be
182?
easy to remember, 182. Both of you right there.
Wow. That's fascinating.
Okay. All right, well then 6 weeks from now.
I've been feeling it in my bosom, but maybe it's in my head. Although that is a significant amount of weight to gain, 165 to 182. You
It's
feel
17
that.
pounds.
That's a lot.
For you, that's
17 is a lot.
nothing. For you, I mean, you fluctuate. Like most people fluctuate 5 pounds. You fluctuate 20, 25.
Yeah, all right. We got work to do, Soups.
Got a lot of work to do.
Okay, so we'll probably around the 1st of March, somewhere around there, be having the final weigh-in. That's the challenge.
And the way we do it on that day, whoever does not lose the least amount has to go run through.
Yeah, you got to
Publix.
skip around the outer line of outer aisles.
The fatter of
Do a
you
lap.
two is going to be naked, not naked, in a bikini in Publix doing a lap.
That's the thing, though. I'm at the point, even when I did drop 20 pounds, I was in the 160s. When I took off my shirt, I was just skinny fat. I still looked fat. I just was smaller in my fatness. It's weird.
Skin is a beast.
It is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, 184. Is that where we are?
182.
182.4. Okay.
182.
All right. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Apparently, a lot of people have been streaming some movies. In fact, Netflix is doing something that is relatively cool because we don't really have anything coming out in the theaters, and that's really changed. And Netflix has been smart. And they have made this promise to release high-profile new movies every week of 2021. So they're doing 193 million subscribers right now, and they're saying they've got unseen features with original productions. They've got 71 titles, from musicals to action and romantic comedies to family animation.
Wow.
That every week. So you'll still have new movies to check out. Netflix is just doing a little bit different. So I thought that was kind of a cool angle that they're going to be doing. Yeah.
They're just smart.
Yeah, they are. They're doing it right. The most streamed movie of 2020, according to Nielsen, was Frozen 2 on Disney+. Did you ever watch that one, Virginia?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't get too involved in the Frozen stuff.
Okay.
I have a little guy, and I think he wasn't as moved by Frozen as he was by maybe some other puppy dog pals and all that kind of stuff.
They said The Secret Life of Pets 2 was third. Is that something he'd be into?
Totally. We love The Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah, it's a lot of kid stuff for the streaming. Just goes to show you how many parents are parking their kids in front of the TV so they can get a moment. Frozen 2, number 1, Moana, Secret Life of Pets, Onward, and Dr. Seuss the Grinch are the top 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Hamilton's doing well for Disney+. That was up at number 6. So those are some of the most watched and streamed movies of 2020. Thought this is a fun little list that they had on Reddit. It's the subtle red flags that tell you a movie's not worth watching. You can kind of get an idea, be like, okay, there's definitely no doubt this movie's going to suck.
Sometimes you can even see the warning signs in the trailer.
A lot of times you can, yeah.
You're like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, if they can't make a 90-second trailer entertaining, you think you're going to be able to do a 90-minute movie? No chance. Here's some of the red flags that they had. During the preview of the movie, you hear the announcer say, "Critics call this movie laugh out loud funny."
You're right.
Well, who's this critic? The trailer points out the other good movies that the director or actor or producer made because they know this movie is not that.
So they're talking about
From the maker of, yes. They'll go into that and you're like, okay, this one sucks. The last one they made was actually decent. If any of the actors have an overly expressive O face on the film's poster, you know, where they're like, their mouths open like, hey.
Or doing the Home Alone, like, whoa, it's just wacky.
Blown away.
Yeah, you're right.
It's written, directed, and produced by the same guy as the lead actor.
I don't know. Every now and then you can get, right? Hasn't someone done that where they...
How many can you name?
I guess I'm wrong.
Another subtle red flag that the movie is not worth watching. It features a celebrity who's never acted before. Somebody said anytime it says starring Shaquille O'Neal, that should be a red flag.
Poor Shaquille.
Look, he was great in the movie Blue Chips.
An animal starts talking.
That's when I'm out.
If a person or animal farts just for the sake of farting. They do that a lot on kids' features. If you want an easy, quick laugh, somebody's got to fart.
Kids love a fart.
They did that in one of the Star Wars movies where one of the creatures around farted.
It was pointless. I think they did that in the CGI re-release, didn't they?
They did.
added
Someone
fart in
stepped
there,
on a
you're like,
tail or something and farted. Ooh. It's just not in my Star Wars.
No, don't do it. You don't need to do it. They do obvious product placement within the first 15 minutes of the movie. That's what Reddit says is another subtle red flag that the movie you have is not worth watching. There's going to be some different stuff going on with the movies. They're still trying to figure out when they're going to be able to release all of them. And I saw that James Bond movie has gotten bumped back again.
Again?
Dang. Yeah, No Time to Die was supposed to come out now in April. I mean, this thing's already, I think, a year late. Well, I mean, because of the pandemic. But yeah, now for whatever reason, they've bumped it to unnamed date in the fall.
Yeah. They're saying by the fall, it's going to be a lot easier to go to the movie theater.
You hope, yeah.
You hope.
They've been saying a lot, though.
I know.
They say a lot.
I'm just hoping that we can get back to regular life in the fall, right? Isn't that the goal?
I think that's what a lot of people would like. Now, they did a poll of just people, and yeah, a lot of people who, I don't know how informed they are. That's what they were saying. But I was kind of looking at the numbers and the stats on when they think people are going to be vaccinated and when. And I think they're thinking about 75% by late fall is what they're hoping.
Someone offers you free vaccination right now. Do you take it?
Right now, no.
That's actually happened. I saw it happen to somebody on TikTok. This dude said he was just in the store where they were giving out inoculations to like healthcare workers, and they had opened up all these vaccines. And once you open them, you have to use them all within a certain amount of time, and then if you don't, they go funky.
Okay.
So this pharmacist was literally like walking around the store going, "Hey, you want the COVID vaccine?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, I I'd do.
I don't know if I'm gonna.
Really?
That seems shady.
And he
to
said he
me.
got it that way. But I've heard that from a couple of different sources that, like, once you open up whatever the thing is that has like 15 doses, you got to use it. Like, you can't, like, let it sit.
You're at the store and some pharmacist is frantically coming around and go, do you want the vaccine? Do you take it?
No.
No.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Oh, I totally take it. I'm like, this is a gift from above. I got lucky.
Even if it's just somebody walking up to you in a Walgreens and saying, hey, do you want the...
It's the pharmacist. It's not some joker.
What, I mean, throw a white lab coat on me. How do you know I'm a pharmacist?
They take you back in the pharmacy area where they were inoculating everybody else.
I'm just saying, if I'm at Walgreens and I am there
You
to
think
get,
it's a prank?
I
I'm
thought
there
they
to-
just walked right up to you and shoot a needle into your arm. Oh, thanks. I didn't have to leave this aisle.
That's not how it went down.
if you're there getting snacks and your mind's not there for a vaccination and someone comes up, you want this vaccine? Even if they have a lab coat on, I think, no, I'm good. It's too weird.
You didn't prepare yourself
Yeah,
mentally.
I'm getting my snack on.
I don't know. I mean, I want it, so I would take it if it fell in my lap like that.
You would. Okay. So,
I would.
Yeah. You got the antibodies, though. You're not trusting those?
But I don't think the antibodies last that long. I know somebody who had COVID in March and then caught COVID again in December. So I don't think your antibodies give you like full protection for anything longer than a few months.
I don't think it's as much as the vaccine, they say.
Right.
If you have the antibodies. It's
Right.
still good protection. And from what I'm hearing, it's at least 8 months, they believe, to possibly a couple years or a lifetime. Who knows?
And people keep
Well-
asking me about why I haven't got COVID. We think it's because I got that type blood O. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, you're like a magical O.
That's the rumor, Kev. But
It's a big O.
I've also had people emailing, the reason why you and Denny's haven't got it is because you guys smoke weed. Like, I don't know.
It's odd, the theories.
doesn't
Well,
seem
you
like
smoke
they-
weed and you have the O blood, so maybe it's the combo.
All that's alleged.
Yeah, some other email said I got the typo and I did get the COVID, but it wasn't bad and I shook it off real quick.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know if O blood has something to do with it or not.
See, I was jealous of your, antibody energy, but now you're kind of jealous of my big O.
That's right. Here's the forecast that Goldman Sachs has, and I think a lot of times they're talking about 70% threshold before you really start getting some good herd immunity happening, and we can maybe start having other events. Goldman Sachs forecasts about 1/4 of Americans will have received their first shot by April 1st, half by June 1st, and 3/4 by mid-autumn, which would put you at 75%. And so that would hopefully mean that maybe by mid-fall you can start going back to theaters and things like that. Maybe. And by the way,
That makes sense. That sounds like a logical timeline.
yeah. And I do hear that you need to wait 2 weeks after you get that. So don't like rip the mask off and start, going out and licking things that are weird.
My grandma got her first one last Thursday, and now she has to wait 28 days until she gets her second shot. But then what you're saying, 2 weeks after that second shot, she can,
Yeah, I think
put
the
on the
first-
bikini and go running through Publix.
I think the first shot gives you about 40% protection, and then when you get the second, then that's the last half of it, and then you get up to the 93 or whatever percent protection it's supposed to be.
Fascinating.
Yeah, that's what I understand about it. So there you go. Well, Virginia's gonna go hang out at Walgreens.
If someone offered you $10 million tax-free right in your account, and they're going to give you some kind of cutting-edge vaccine, they go, there's a chance that you get really sick and you actually get COVID forever. 10% chance on that. But if not, everything works out good, you get the money. Do you do it? I do
For
it.
how much money?
10 mil.
10 mil.
Yeah, I think you take the chance, right?
90% chance you just walk away with $10 million, no adverse effects.
I like them numbers.
Feel pretty good.
I feel good.
I don't know.
I think I'm doing
You
it.
have it forever?
That's the. Well, I mean, $10 million.
A lifetime of COVID.
It's got to be a terrible.
Okay. Let me see. Coming up here on the KVJ show, we got World Record Wednesday going to be a hit next hour. Pretty excited about this. Jbird is going to be showing off his balance. Amazing balance is going to be happening here before too long. Plus, we got
Did you say amazing balance?
amazing balance. Yes, he has amazing balance. What are you talking about? And also, we got some of your emails for Am I the Jerk? Somebody wanted to know, am I the jerk for telling my receptionist to smile? Okay.
They should. She should smile.
Okay. Well, we'll get into all that stuff coming up
on
here in the
now.
next hour on the KVJ show. Okay. Do have some celebrity birthdays today. Happy birthday goes out to Liam Hemsworth. He's turning 31 years old today. Orlando Bloom is 44. Shonda Rhimes, who is the creator behind that Bridgerton that everybody's getting into on Netflix.
Yes.
Also, Patrick Dempsey, McDreamy is 55, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus is 60. I don't know if you knew this, but her family owns a French commodities trading and merchandising firm, and her father is a billionaire, so she's an heiress to a billion-dollar fortune.
That's amazing.
So she really did not ever have to do anything at all. She could have just sat at home and ate bonbons, but she's had an amazing career in her own right.
Wow, I had no idea.
Also, a happy birthday to Carlos, turning 18 from Dad and the Avalos crew. You got a birthday shout out to Avery, who's on her way to school. Mom, Dad, and sister Arlen. Rodney had sent that in. And a happiest 10th birthday to Lila. Had the best double-digit day ever. Big Cheese, Mommy Cheese, Little Cheese, George, Lily, Buddha, and Bear. So,
Aww.
a couple birthdays. You got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ show, you can let us know about it. Just send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Are you normal? That is the question. Well, I know the stats here because they did a survey through BuzzFeed on just some different behaviors. And if, I guess, you side with the majority, then you're normal. And if you're in the minority, then you're not.
Is anybody really truly normal?
I know who in this room's not.
Pretty much everybody but you is off their rocker.
Oh, Mama, you are not normal either. You are insane.
That's what I said. I'm talking to
okay.
Kevin.
Oh,
I said everybody but you is off their rocker, meaning me, Jbird.
He's obviously taking this very seriously.
Yeah, someone's so defensively crazy.
I think Kevin's not normal either.
I agree with you. Yeah, like, do you pick your nose when nobody else is around? Or have you ever soiled yourself besides when you were a baby? So we'll find out what the... if you're in the majority of the votes, I would guess that you're normal. You're like everybody else. But if you are sitting in that minority vote, then yeah, you're really not normal by the numbers. BuzzFeed did this interesting little quiz where they ask such questions like, do you pick your nose when nobody else is around?
Yes.
Well, how do you get your boogers out?
Tissue? Blow your nose?
It's just kind of easier.
Yeah, I grew up in Lake Park, dog. We were pickers.
Okay. Most of the world is. 93% said yes.
The question is, what do you do with the booger after? That's the question.
Right. Where are you going to put
Flick
that
it
thing?
on your friend. Duh.
I mean, if you're in your car and you're picking a big old booger, are you flicking it in your car? Or are you trying to flick it outside your car?
Subtly out the window would be best, but sometimes
How do you get subtle? Because you're rolling your fingers? I mean, everybody driving in traffic's like, oh, they just picked their nose.
And some people,
That's so gross.
Some people at red lights, they forget people can see them in their car,
Yeah.
and they are in there just digging away.
Yeah.
Like they're in
I'll
their,
put on a show for you. Pick and flick all day.
you probably have so many boogers in your car.
Yeah, 93% said yes, they pick, and 43% have eaten it.
Yeah, you lose me on that part.
I was
I'm
gonna
not
say,
two.
that's not normal. That's the minority, but that's still a higher number than I expected, 43%.
Well, it's just keep in mind, it's got all the germs that, like, your nose is a filter and
Right.
it catches, like,
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff to keep that from getting into your body. So if you eat it, you're eating the germs and what
Yeah.
could be, like...
There's a reason why we think it's gross, because you're not supposed to be doing it.
I've told this story several times, but my friends know this really, really good-looking girl that on the down low eats her boogers, and she thinks nobody knows, but everyone behind talks about it because she'll be at a party and you'll be watching TV and you'll look over, she'll be digging, and then she puts it in her mouth.
And her name is...
I can't. It's
That's
like
gnarly.
you want to tell her to help her
Yeah.
because everyone talks about it.
It's one of those things, though, that everybody does it, but yet you don't do it in public. And that's kind of a weird thing. If the number is that high, that 93% of people pick their nose, why is it that we always feel like we got to hide?
I mean, I get it. You got to pick your nose. I get it. It's what you do after. How do you handle yourself?
Are you an animal?
Are you an animal?
Okay, are you normal on this? Have you ever soiled yourself besides when you were a baby?
Yes.
No, I got good control.
Never have.
No.
Never
No.
sharded.
To be
You've never sharded in your life?
nothing comes to mind.
Really?
I know it sounds like I'm bragging right now.
Yeah, you kind of are. Oh, I definitely have had moments.
I had the most epic shard ever at the Four Seasons Hotel in
Classy.
Miami. Fancy. Now, it was me and all my girlfriends. We had gone on a super fun girls' weekend, and we were drinking and eating and drinking more. And then the next morning, we woke up, and I had on the fancy Four Seasons plush terry robe.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on the edge of the bed, and somebody said something funny, and I was like, oh, my stomach doesn't feel good. But I went to laugh, and boy, did I explode.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
I feel so bad for the people who have to do laundry at those places.
I feel bad for her friends. I mean,
There was 5 girls sleeping in one hotel room
did they know this happened?
immediately.
And were they laughing or were they just repulsed?
Hysterically.
Oh.
They were grossed out / laughing. But
Wow.
yeah, it was monumental.
I mean,
Okay.
that's motel behavior. You're in the Four Seasons.
The fanciest.
Okay, are you normal? Have you ever passed gas and blamed it on somebody else or denied it was you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. 79% have. So you're normal if you've done that.
I mean, my 3rd grade crush, I accidentally farted in front of her and was mortified. It was just me and her taking a makeup quiz. So she knew it came from my side. And I just went right into fake farting with my mouth. Like,
Yeah.
and I think it worked.
Nah.
Now she knew.
She knew.
Emily knew.
Emily knew.
Emily knew.
The first 3 years of your baby's life, if you have your baby, you can blame any fart you make on the baby. All you have to do is go, oh, Rocco, did you make a poo-poo? And you check their diaper.
Yeah.
And then it's on them.
It's handy, isn't
I
it?
remember you blamed it on Magnolia when she was young. You were at a store and you farted and you blamed it on Magnolia.
Yeah, I've done that to both my kids.
My wife is a chronic offender of this. I think that's why she likes working around young kids. Because she'll fart and somebody will come and be like, whoa. And she'll be like, yeah. And she'll point at one of the kids.
I don't think anybody believes that a kid does a bomb like your wife. Those are adult farts.
Yeah, everybody who works with your wife, they know.
That's why I told her, I'm like, they're going to get hip to your game pretty quick.
Those are not little kid farts.
No, they're
They
not.
have too much girth.
Yeah, you're right. They're too mature.
They've been here before.
Okay, are you normal? Do you ever stick your fingers somewhere gross and then sniff them just because you're curious?
Yeah, I
Yes.
do that. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Don't do it often, but I have done it. 74% admitted to doing it. So if you have, you're actually normal. If you haven't, then you're not. Have you ever popped somebody else's zit? I'm a big old no on that. I find that gnarly. My wife is one of those pimple poppers. She loves it. I don't get the odd fascination with it. People make videos of it. It's one of the gnarliest things. If you're ever flipping through TikTok or one of those platforms and bam, there's a pimple popping video, I about hurl every time.
I've totally popped a lot of pimples, but not on strangers, just on,
Just has to be somebody else.
yeah, somebody in my family.
I can say I don't think I have delved into that world.
Seems like for whatever, it seems like a lot more of women like doing it than men.
It does seem like y'all are into it.
Yeah.
38% of us have. So if you have, then you're not normal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever worn the same pair of underwear 2 days in a row?
Well, in the history of life, of course.
Yeah,
we all
68%
have.
I try not to, but yeah, I'm sure I have. It's avoid it at all costs, but sometimes you got to do it.
Well, it's kind of like sticking your finger in something gross. You want to avoid that at all costs, but sometimes, baby, it happens.
Yep. And then peeing in the shower, we all do that, right?
Anyone that says they don't or haven't in their lifetime is a liar.
It's normal to do it. 83% of us do.
Okay.
Yeah. just to make you feel a little bit better.
Also, are you grossed out by the person's doing it too? That all depends. Is it Uncle Frank from New Jersey that's just coming in there?
He does more than pee in the shower.
What else does he do in the shower?
Oh, you know.
Yeah, it's just,
Search your feelings.
Frank.
yeah, you want to definitely bring some bleach in there after Frank's done.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, am I the jerk? Sometimes we do things and we don't think much of it. Then maybe you say, hey, that was kind of a mean thing to do, or you're kind of a jerk. And you're like, wait, what? Yeah, sometimes you are a little bit jerky and don't realize it. Sometimes you do things, though, that people aren't going to like and they want to call you a jerk, and you're actually not a jerk at all. They're completely in the wrong. So when you have this kind of internal debate, you can send us an email. We'll give you the verdict on it. Were you a jerk or not? Mail at kvjshow.com. This first email that we got here said, I'm a dentist, and I hired a new receptionist about a month ago. She didn't smile a ton during the interview, but I thought she was just nervous because she did really well otherwise. Well, it turns out she's not the most welcoming receptionist. Basically, she doesn't smile at all. She has a nice smile. I know. I'm a dentist. I told her that I needed her to smile more, and she broke into tears. Now, my other assistant witnessed the exchange and told me that you've got to be really careful as a man telling a woman to smile. And I had no idea this was even a thing. So am I the jerk?
But you're not a man telling her to smile. You're her employer telling her to make sure the first face that people see when they come into your place of business is one that's welcoming and happy that they're there as customers.
This isn't anything to do with sexism.
No.
Whether it's a guy or a girl, you're at the front of the house. Me and Virginia have talked about it before.
We have.
At places that we've worked at where there's been a receptionist who is so not friendly.
Here. We had that here in this building.
And it's the first thing you see. It's off-putting. It makes people feel weird. I don't care what's between your legs. If you are the person there at the front of the house, you got to have the right attitude.
You got to smile. You got to be welcoming. You got to be happy that the customer is there. Doesn't matter what business it is.
Now, with that said, if she goes on Twitter and says, my boss told me to smile, they would crucify him.
They'll cancel
it would
him.
they'd try to cancel him.
But they're
because
not right.
They're not getting the story. They're going to think it's a sexist thing when he's talking about this is a business thing.
Yeah, just some of the early comments we already got said, yes, I hate when people say that, especially when men say it to women. It seems like they always say it in an inappropriate time. I don't wear a Kool-Aid smile 24/7.
I agree with this statement. If you're walking down the street minding your own business, don't tell guy or girl
Ever.
Hey, why don't you smile? Because you don't know if someone just lost their dad. You don't know what's going on. But this is a work situation at the front of the house, completely different.
Another comment in the chat room said, somebody at my old job told me to smile, and I replied, you don't know me or what I'm going through, but my mother is dying. She felt so bad.
Yeah, you really shouldn't say that to any of your coworkers. You shouldn't say it on the street to a stranger. You shouldn't say it in the grocery store, ever. It's inappropriate. But if you're the boss and you're telling your employee, who is the first line of defense, to put on a happy face, that's totally appropriate.
People will make it a sexist issue.
It's not.
And it's not for this specific incident. It's
No,
not.
it's definitely not.
Another comment said the receptionist is the first face a customer sees, so this guy isn't a jerk for wanting his office to be represented in a professional manner. But somebody said, what about people that had that resting bitch face?
Well, she needs to work on it.
You can work on things, man.
You can work on it.
You can work on things. Then maybe you just don't have the right temperament for the trade, and that's okay
Right.
too.
Maybe you need to be in telemarketing where nobody can see your face.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'd say a majority of the votes say you're not a jerk for telling your receptionist to smile. Somebody had posted up on Reddit this thread that I thought was like, woof. It says, am I the jerk for saying this to my parents? It all started when I was 12 years old and my younger sister was 10. Let's just call her Abby. Well, Abby started to get sick and was in the hospital a lot, so my parents started to drop me off with my grandparents. It started off, it would just be a night, then it would be a weekend, then it'd be a week, and then it actually got to the point where it was months at a time. Now I'm 19, and my sister just passed away from her illness.
Oh.
Her funeral was 2 weeks ago, and I attended through FaceTime, and I got a call today from my parents, and they wanted to meet up and be a family again. I told them they abandoned one child for another. I'm not their child anymore. That they only have one daughter, and she's 6 feet underground now. I soon hung up.
Oh, my.
I've been getting texts calling me a jerk and that I should understand that they needed to focus on Abby and suck it up, basically. So am I the jerk? I think you have some powerful emotions, and I think your family needs to go to therapy to work through them.
Yes, all of you need to go to therapy together because I don't think dumping you off at the grandparents for months at a time was the right thing for your parents to do. And we've seen lots of Little Smiles families go through this.
Yeah.
Lots. Certainly there's a lot of pain there because you felt neglected for months and months on end. But your parents were trying to get your one child healthy. I mean, everybody's got to come to the table and have some understanding of where the other one was coming from.
You got strong negative feelings, which is understandable.
Of course.
But you need to go to therapy and work through those.
Yes.
Somebody else asked, am I the jerk for ignoring a special needs adult? This email says a family who lives in our neighborhood has a special needs son in his 20s. I'm thinking slightly autistic, but highly functioning. He's really sweet and has taken a liking to my dog, so much so that he shows up randomly, like at 9:30 p.m., knocking on my door to visit Cash.
Aww.
He wanted my phone number so he could text me, and I told him to find me on Facebook instead. Of course, he added me and now messages me constantly to ask if he can come visit my dog. If I don't respond within a few minutes, he just shows up at my door. He also added my husband on Facebook and has been stalking him there. My husband got a little freaked out and has now blocked him. And now I'm getting questions as to why my husband blocked him. It's getting a little intense and a bit scary, especially as he likes to show up and looks for our vehicles outside the house. I'd like to talk to his parents, but I've only met them once and they never seem to be at home. Also, he's got 4 dogs of his own, so why is he wanting to visit my dog every day so much? My husband thinks he's attracted to me and it's not about the dog at all. Am I the jerk for telling him that he can't come over anymore? I've already tried using COVID and social distancing, but he's not buying that. I try not answering my door, but he has stood out there ringing my doorbell for over 20 minutes before.
Oh, my goodness.
I know he probably doesn't get social cues, and I don't know how to get him to stop without hurting his feelings or getting his family involved. That is a tough situation. So am I the jerk for trying to get him to stop?
I think I would move.
The way I would handle that, I would lead with love and go to the parents at first and say, look, no matter what you do, I know you say you're having a tough time finding the parents. Well, you need to camp out and make sure you see them. Let them know what's going on. See what you can do behind the scenes without hurting his feelings, because you're asking the question, well, why is he coming over here if he's got 5 dogs? Well, he's coming over there because he probably likes the company. He likes you.
He needs a person, and his parents aren't giving him that.
It's the whole situation he likes. So I would talk to the parents first and see where that goes.
Yeah, I think that's the best solution. And I don't think you're a jerk for this. I mean, it's only natural. I think if you had your life interrupted a lot, that you would be like, okay, this is kind of uneasy for me.
If anybody's knocking on my door at 9:30, I'm getting out the machete.
I'll tell you, people knock on your door at 9:30 and they're trying to sell you security systems.
Well, they better be ready to be cut if they're on my front porch.
That's a real thing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to Monday's show.
Yeah. All right, anything to add to the conversation? 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-976, or you can hit us up. Virginia's got Plead the Fifth going to be coming up here. Probably
Very
just about 10 to 15
exciting.
minutes away. I know you're really excited. Virginia is thinking about faking pink eye again. So she didn't have to do it. So
You'll be fine.
yeah. Coming up here in just a second, Virginia gets on the hot seat for Plead the Fifth. There's only one question that she is allowed to take a pass on. She must answer all the rest. So we're going to bring the heat today, Bird.
Yeah, I mean, she really doesn't like to answer questions about Panda. That's where it hurts. So I don't know.
Can I see the questions ahead of time?
Absolutely not.
No, definitely not. You just get hit with them when you get hit with them.
There's a matter, too, that the audience wants us to address, but I don't know if she's going to weasel out of it. It has to do with, well, I don't know if I should say it yet, but it's got to do with her past.
Okay.
And they want answers, but it's
I think I know. I've seen it come up a couple times.
it's the one I'm seeing a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a lot of options here. I know Virginia's a little nervous about this.
Nervous?
Very.
Good.
Probably should be. Okay, Plead the Fifth with Virginia on the hot seat this week. We're going all the way around the studio. Everybody's going to get a shot on this. Basically, you can give a pass to one of these really tough questions. The others, you have to answer.
Did it just get warm in here?
Oh, it's just not even begun to get warm, Virginia. Not
I'm
even
going to
begun to get
stand
warm.
up, so I have to look you in the beady eyes.
Okay.
Don't look too long, though.
I know. Turn to stone. Bird, I know you had some over there as well, and I don't want to step on your toes. I will let you lead it off if you like.
The one question we just got to figure out if it's even worth asking.
Yeah, I think I know what it's all about. It is about Virginia's sadness from a time ago. Is that the one? Why she was sad?
That was another one. That was a big one.
okay.
But then there's people want to get to the bottom of the pink lies. But I don't want to. There's a way to phrase it to where she cannot get out of it. But there's also a way to phrase it where she can get out of it.
Absolutely, it's an easy to wiggle out of question.
Yeah,
it could really backfire and turn into a bunch of nothing.
And if we ask that, are we going to even get anything? Is it even worth the question?
Yeah, I don't know, because you got to use them wisely. You got 3.
You two clowns should have worked this out ahead of time.
I tried. I sent him an email. He didn't respond.
Oh.
I think people like to hear the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Okay.
It's raw. It's real.
Okay.
Okay, in your personal life, name the couple, okay, that is the least compatible and definitely will not make it that you know. We need names. Who you think that they're together?
They're together right now, but you're like, they have got no shot of making the long haul.
There's no way. We want the names.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think.
And we want the reason why it's not going to work out.
Mm-hmm. Just not compatible. You think he's secretly gay. There's a lot of different options.
But it's got to be somebody within your circle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me think.
We got her on the ropes already.
I'm trying to think of anybody who's. I mean, the ones that blow up are kind of blowing up already.
They're already.
Yeah.
They're already falling apart.
Yeah. I mean, the ones that have a bad track record have already blown up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anybody right now that maybe they're a newer couple?
I mean, if we can't get an answer, do we just avoid this question then? Because it's not really going anywhere. We can back out of it. We can back out of this question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I can't think of anybody that I think is headed to divorce. If I could, I would tell you.
It doesn't even have to be divorce. It doesn't even have to be something where they're really. It's just what you think. You think they're never going to make it. You think that there's no shot of them doing it. But we'll move on because I don't think that's really going anywhere.
Okay. All right. We'll just. That's.
Yeah. If I thought somebody
foul ball,
I would tell you. I don't care. Like.
Okay. All right.
Terrible question. People. They're already complaining. Terrible question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they think it's a terrible question.
Well, then I asked for them to send them in, and their questions were terrible, too.
I know.
So back at you.
They're not happy until we ruin someone's personal life.
I get it.
Okay. How about this question, Virginia? Other than yourself, who on the KVJ show will have the fewest people at their funeral and why?
Oh, damn. Fewest people at their funeral and why?
You can't say you, yes.
Well, I don't think it's me.
Okay.
But I would say.
Fewest and why?
I think probably Suits because he doesn't have as long that he's been alive, first of all, and so hasn't made as many friends. And I think he doesn't have a big circle like us.
Okay.
I think he keeps it small and tight.
Okay. All right. Tighter circle.
Yeah, I don't think he has a big family either.
Okay.
I don't ever hear him talking about cousins and uncles and aunts and all that. Like, I just don't think he.
Well, Suits, if you die before me, I'm going. Okay, you got one.
We'll all be
you
there.
You got one. Yeah, so just
we'll be the only ones.
Just die before you leave the show. Okay. All right. There's one question.
Sorry, Suits.
Okay.
When you took that time off, the personal time you weren't able to talk about, everyone wants to know why did you actually? You're dealing with some kind of terrible matter. What was it? What was going on with that? You weren't able to talk about it then. That was a few months ago.
Lot.
You were crying. What was going on that you could not talk about back then?
Okay, so I probably still shouldn't talk about it.
Okay. You can take a pass. You do have one question to plead the fifth on.
Screw it.
Okay.
You're talking about the MAGS stuff?
I can't really remember what it was. You were crying.
Yeah, you took a couple days off, like 3 to 4 days off. You said it was for a personal matter, and you were just kind of like brought to tears, and you couldn't talk about it.
You cried a lot.
I did.
So you cried a lot.
I was very upset because Magnolia had to leave her high school where she was and where, I mean, I was happy with her there. She wasn't necessarily thrilled with where she was when she was a freshman. But I was, because it's a hard school to get into, and I had to pay a lot for lessons to get her in there. And
You thought it was the best place for her education.
I thought it looked best for your college resume and all that, and it does. It looks great. But what happened over the summer from freshman year going into being a sophomore was just horrific. You know me better than anybody. You know I am not a political person.
Right.
I don't ascribe to Trump. I don't ascribe to Biden. I don't ascribe to anybody. I don't get involved in that. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat.
Right.
Go check my frickin' voter record. I'm not.
Yeah, we're all pretty moderate here.
So at Magnolia's school, it was a very liberal arts school.
Yeah.
And passionately, these kids, and I'm sure they get it from their parents, just despised Trump and everything about Trump. Well, in my house, we don't talk about Trump. We don't talk about Biden. It's not a big thing for us. It's just not, we're not political people. That's not what we talk to our kids about. It wasn't anyway, up until the summer going from freshman year into sophomore year. A group of kids, about 15 deep, they all had a thread. All these kids were talking back and forth on this thread, and they all started accusing Magnolia of being homophobic, racist, Trump-supporting, horrible, Republican. We hope you die. You're nasty. You better not come back to school here. We're going to hurt you. We're going to push you out of a window. Like the most horrible things ever.
Yeah, and it seems like Magnolia has almost two sets of friends, or did, where
She
she
did.
had the friends that she lived near, where your house is, in Tequesta, and then the other kids from school.
And some of these kids, they go on boats with Trump flags. Some of these kids from her school go on boats with Biden flags. Like, she would hang out with both groups and not really think much of it.
Yeah.
And I told her a few times, I'm like, Mags, just be careful. You don't want to put yourself in any group. You want to be friends with everybody. But there was some TikToks that were posted of her dancing around, and there was a Trump flag in the background, and these kids at her liberal arts school came for her. And they wanted to cancel her. And they said the nastiest things. I took it up to administration, and one of the counselor's sons was one of the ones that told her that he wished she would die, called her a B word, called her everything. Like,
Nasty, really nasty
really
stuff.
nasty.
Mags is, if you don't know, Virginia's daughter Magnolia is maybe the sweetest. She's like a lamb.
she's nothing like me.
I can tell you
She's
this.
very peaceful. She knows nothing about politics. She doesn't want to get involved in anything that's ever going to be a fight like that.
There's nothing politically motivated about Mags.
No, absolutely not. And so when all these kids were basically telling her they were going to hurt her if she came back to school, she was freaking out. I started freaking out. We had to do this huge thing to try to get her, switch schools, and it was just so dramatic, and it was so awful, and it was just ugly. It was terrible.
What stinks about that is how it sounds like the administration didn't really.
Well, the administration said that they were sorry that it happened and that the language that was used was inappropriate. But, the person that even sent the message, one of the messages for her to that she was a bitch and he hoped she died and stuff like that. Like, that kid just said that, he was sorry for the language he used, but he remains steadfast in his spirit of his conviction.
Wishing death on somebody, especially in a high school atmosphere, that is.
And let me guess, they applaud him for that because at that point he's passionate about his belief.
I don't know. I didn't take it any further than that because I'm not interested in fighting with a group of people, and it sounded like it was going down that path. And I'm smart enough to realize if I'm outnumbered, I'm not going to fight you.
Yeah.
And I was going to be outnumbered. And I'm not interested in putting my daughter through that. I'm going to fight for her to stay at this school
It became toxic.
and fight these kids and fight for the fact that we're not the people that hang any flags, Trump or Biden. That's not us.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to fight? I'm already labeled. They've decided that we are a Trump family and that we should be persecuted for it. And I'm not going to fight 20 people. I'm just not.
One of the toughest things is if your kid is ever in pain or distressed. And especially when you see that your kid is such a soft spirit, too.
Such a soft
It
spirit.
gets to you.
And these were her friends. These
Yeah.
were children that had been in my home for sleepovers,
Yeah.
for birthday parties. Like, these are kids that I welcomed into my home of every race, of every nationality. These are kids that volunteered with her for Little Smiles events.
Yeah.
And I drove them around and I fed them and I treated them like they were my own kids. Like,
To have them do that.
turn on her quick.
Yeah.
And for what? It's not even true.
Right.
Like,
She's not stumping for even Trump. She's just
she
in a
hasn't-
video and the flag's in the background.
she didn't even understand how polarizing it was. That's how
She's not into
innocent
this.
she was. Well, she knows now.
Yeah.
She got a really fast and hard lesson in how polarizing politics can be.
See, chat room, is that a better question for you?
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to make it more of a thing than it should be, because I don't want to give it legs. Yeah, if I wanted to make it a big thing over
Speak
the
it to
summer,
power.
I could have made it a big thing over the
Well,
summer.
The other thing too is talking politics, any kind of politics. I mean, we saw just the time when we talked about putting ketchup on steak when it comes to Trump. If you mention anything about politics, it doesn't matter if you're taking out a personal opinion. People still get so fired up about it. They hear what they want to hear, sometimes good or bad.
You're right.
and that's tough to bring up on the air. That was another reason too.
And it's not what our show is about. You know, we're here to have fun and be silly and be stupid. And do I really want to be involved in a political fight over my daughter's high school? No.
Yeah.
I don't. So we had some serious scrambling that happened, and some really nice people stepped up within the school system and helped us move her from where she was to where she is, and she's much happier.
Good. And it was just Mags' pain was your pain.
Yeah.
And that's why you were crying.
That's it. I was crying because she was crying that her friends wished death on her. That's pretty strong.
You also had to struggle behind the scenes to try to get her to a different school. All that takes time.
I didn't want her to have to walk back in because they were telling her, you better not come back here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty scary for someone like Mags. She's
That
not
is.
going to want to fight 15 people, which is what the thread was telling her it was going to be.
But it's interesting, though, that was brought up to the school. That's a threat. You feel like your life is in.
I've still got it. I've got the whole thread because I have it in video form. And so you can see and you can pause it and you can see the whole thing of all of them saying all these horrible things. I shared it with the school.
And they didn't. Did they
I'm
not?
surprised it was not taken more serious. And I wonder if there was an air of protection because they agreed and like, oh, yeah, he is terrible.
That's what I'm wondering is if the adults that were handling the situation has political viewpoints too.
Yes, and they told me they did when I spoke to them on the telephone.
And that's why it wasn't handled
Yeah.
properly, because you're not supposed to be able to just threaten people and call them names and all, especially if one of the kids' parents works as one of the officials at the school.
Yeah, I didn't want the fight because I'm not about the fight. I don't want to fight. Not about this. Let me fight about something that can actually be meaningful.
Well,
I'm not going to change
Let's say if you
anything.
get any kind of win, you're still sending your kid back to a very toxic environment.
And I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I just threw my hands up in the air and said, oh my gosh, we got to switch schools.
Yeah.
But that's hard too.
It is.
It's
It is.
very layered and hard.
Okay.
You answered the question beautifully.
Yeah, that was good. Is there any other suggestion if somebody has for a question, or do I go with the spouse question?
You're not going to win either way. You just ask, Kev.
The spouse question.
Yeah. It's
Is Panda sitting down?
How many questions? She's answered two?
got two. Got one more.
Because the first one we nulled that one out. That one didn't
It's
count.
third and final question.
All right.
Okay. What's the most annoying trait about Panda?
Oh boy.
Have I pled the fifth?
No, you haven't.
You haven't.
I'm going to plead the fifth.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing is annoying about Panda.
Okay. She's already got her one fight out. Mhm. Okay. It's good enough. All right, coming up here, we got World Record Wednesday on deck. Today, Jbird is going to be showing off his amazing balance. This is an interesting one to go after. Is this the skipping and skates?
It is. It's jump roping on rollerblades.
Have you lost your mind?
It's a world record, dog.
Yeah.
And the cool thing, Kev, I bought this really nice jump rope. It's for speed.
Oh, yeah.
It's yours after.
Oh, fantastic. I love jump ropes. One of the best exercises you can do. 147 skips in 30 seconds.
Wow, that's a
While
lot.
he's wearing the skates.
There's no way. You're going to break your ankle.
Good.
Good.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Time for World Record Wednesday. Today, Jbird is going to try to attempt a Guinness World Record that this one dude did in India where he jump roped 147 skips in 30 seconds while wearing skates. How about that,
That's a lot. That's a lot of skips, my friend. That's a lot of jumps.
Dang. This guy put in the time, too. He said that he practiced up to 4 hours a day, 6 days a week, until he had the skill to skip rope speedily while on the skates.
How much practice you put in?
3 minutes this morning.
Okay. How'd it go?
Not good.
Not good, not good.
Not good.
Yeah.
What? I don't even think there's a KVJ respectable. What's just respectable that you think would be okay?
Okay. I will break it down into the only thing I know about.
Break like your ankle.
Yes. Okay, so when it comes to even jumping rope, that's why this is amazing. 147 skips in 30 seconds. Whenever I go to a 9-round, which is, 3-minute cycles that you do, an exercise, you start off with the jump rope, and they have you count. And I think the most I've done is like 250 or 275, and that's in 3 minutes. So I'm barely doing more than what this guy did in 30 seconds in 3 minutes. So to me, and I'm not terrible, I'm not good.
Keep in mind, though, I did buy the Everlast quick jump rope.
Yeah, speed rope, yeah.
It's the
Good for you.
speed rope. Gives me a
Yeah.
little extra time.
It's kind of like a plastic, so it goes faster, but it also hurts more when you whap yourself with it.
So what's going to hurt more, when you whap yourself in the face with the rope or when you break your ankle?
It's easily going to be when I break my ankle.
Yeah. Okay, so
I've done that before. It's not fun.
You've broken your ankle?
Remember I was in a cast here?
Oh, that's right.
I broke part of it.
It was all puffy.
It was terrible. I was in a boot.
Mm-hmm. I think that if it goes well, you could get 5.
5? That's KVJ respectable.
That's generous.
5? Okay. I mean, I should be able to do 5, right?
I don't know.
So if I fall, just get right back on that horse.
Yeah, for 30 seconds. That's how much time you got.
If I do a jump and I fall, but I clear it, that counts.
That
correct?
counts as 1, yeah, and that would be getting back up. So I'm kind of thinking that through. That's why I think in 30 seconds, 5 is like, oh, okay, you did 5. Good for you.
I mean, double digits is holy crap, Bird. You're a
let's start
champion.
Double digits is unattainable.
Seeing where the lines are.
There's no way.
I will put the over-under at 5.
Damn.
We should have taped your ankle before this.
Yeah, we should have.
We always know what we should have done right before we're about to do it wrong.
But isn't that kind of our charm?
We're charming. Here, give me that chair, because I don't want you to... I guess this is the best space here. What's that for?
What is it?
Denny's put down a shark costume.
I love how Virginia asked Denny's a question and then he answered it doing miming live on the radio.
You guys know we're doing radio. Yeah, she asked a question that no one can see what it is, and then he responds with a shrug.
I didn't think it was worth bringing up.
No, he responded by showing me Jbird falling backward into the wall with the shark costume breaking his fall.
Totally mimed the answer.
Yeah, that Marconi's so elusive.
Oh,
you almost
boy.
just. Oh, you're on the skates right now.
If you hit me with that jump rope.
So I'm gonna, I don't know if this is.
Oh, boy.
Is this ideal? Is this ideal?
I think you're gonna have to kick open the door and do it in the hallway. Yeah, because you got a speaker up above your head. You're not gonna be able to jump
Oh,
rope
there's
right
no
there.
way. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
pull
not
the
gonna-
speaker down, it clocks you in the head.
That's not gonna
Exhibit
work.
A.
Denny's will have to kick the studio door open. You have to do it right in the hallway, and you have to use the camera to get it right
Wow.
there to do this. Let's do the over-unders here. I've set it at 5. Virginia, what do you think? Over-under push.
I'm going to go under. I'm sorry, Bird.
I'm going to go under. Okay. Yeah, I hate to say it. I think I'm going to go
I don't know.
under.
I don't know. Something in this heart of mine says I'm going to get 6. I'm going to get a half a dozen.
You're going to go over, you think?
Yeah, I think I am.
Suits, are you over under 5? 5 in 30 seconds. Okay, you're at push. Okay.
Push.
Yeah, he says he's going to get right at 5.
Interesting.
Denny's, are you over under?
He's gonna get 10.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Okay.
Double D, delusional Denny's.
All right. Okay, so here we go. You can check this out on KVJ TV. If you go to YouTube, just look for the KVJ show.
She's not steady.
Okay, let's see how he does here. I think this is really tough. I mean, I'm not poo-pooing on you by saying 5. I just totally respect how difficult this is going to be. Jump roping in roller skates.
I'm sorry. Jbird on roller skates is funny.
Yeah.
It's too short here.
Well, you got to kind of put the rope so it's up by your side, and then you're gonna have to. You may have to wind it a little bit.
Face the hall. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facing that way. Okay, Denny, since you got a clear cut on this, I'm going to have you yell out every time he gets one. I'm going to try to keep an eye on him because Jbird's in the hall. This is not going to be quiet, by the way.
Just keep in mind, if you have to crash through a wall, crash this way because they just painted that wall.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
That's what we do. What is this? It's just paint jobs.
We're going to
not
crash.
Even a week.
It's not even a week old.
Yeah.
It's so fresh.
Yeah, it's what we do around here. Ruin all the good new stuff. Okay. All right, Bird is going to try to attempt this Guinness World Record. It is fastest jump rope, 30 seconds, 147 skips while wearing roller skates.
If I mess up in the beginning, just give me one mulligan, please.
Okay, one-time mulligan.
Thank you. I think I earned that.
Okay. Oh, he's earned it. Okay.
Yes. Based on past performance in this bit, you've definitely earned it.
Okay. All right, here we go. Are you feeling this, Bird? You ready?
I'm feeling it.
Okay, we are saying that if he gets 5 in 30 seconds, that's KVJ respectable, but almost everybody's gone under here. Okay, all right, let's see. All right, you ready, Jbird?
I'm ready.
Okay, your time begins now.
Oh, no, and he's
He
down.
caught the rope on the skate and fell. That's not one.
Not
Is it?
yet.
He's got to go over it.
He didn't go over it, Denny's.
Yeah. Okay, he's halfway there. There's one. Oh, and he fell down again. Okay, he is almost halfway through his time. Just to let you know, we got the bells. Okay, that's 12 seconds left. All right, and here he goes with 8 seconds. 7, 6. Okay, did he get over again? Oh, and he's fallen.
Oh, the wall!
And time is up. Okay, he fell 4 times and got 1 skip. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 4. 3
3 what?
revolutions.
Did the rope go all the way under the skate and back around?
It did not.
Okay. I think you only got 1 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the rope goes down and gets stuck on your skate and you fall, that counts as a fall, not as a skip.
But
Unfortunately.
mulligan
Yeah.
on the way.
One more out. One more line.
Haven't you had enough? You fell 4 times. Yeah, I think you're probably done. Yeah, look at your knee.
Are you bleeding? Oh, you're bleeding.
Oh yeah. There will be blood. Oh yeah. You've definitely jacked up your knee. You won't be walking tomorrow.
There's like an Easter egg on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's probably a MCL tear would be my guess.
Maybe ooh.
Yeah.
I think I broke the rollerblades.
Yeah.
Oh, you broke the other side.
Oh, he did.
One side was broke. Now they're both broke.
I came through them.
Show Kevin your toe.
Yeah, can you put that up on camera? Oh, yeah. Wow, that's amazing. You popped the hole.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh God.
There goes the other MCL. No.
Oh, my wrist.
Oh, no.
Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Oh, no.
Denny's.
Oh, boy.
Denny's, go hug him.
Yeah. Or maybe a splint probably be good.
I got that shark outfit. You want me to throw it over?
Can you put it on and dance for just levity?
Do that after you set his wrist, though. It's clearly out of socket.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, there you go. Big respect on that. The world record, 147 skips in 30 seconds. Bird did 1, but did that guy fall as many times as Jbird? I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Right? Okay.
That guy is major
Yeah. Okay, but our boy's got the heart of a lion, doesn't he?
Amen.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, these are tense times, so this really can't make you feel any more safe or secure. I wouldn't think if you're in the Palmetto Bay neighborhood there in Miami. There's a guy who decided to drive through the streets of Palmetto Bay in a military-style tank.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
What the hell would you do if you looked outside and saw tanks coming down the street? I would poo myself.
Enough, yeah. I think I don't
What
need
the
this.
hell?
You're not getting the mail.
What else? What else? Our country's a mess. Now we got tanks going down the street.
Now, officials are saying that as long as the guns to the tanks aren't functional, tanks are allowed in the village of Palmetto Bay.
That shouldn't be.
It doesn't feel right,
Tanks are a little bit too aggressive, y'all.
but a code enforcement officer is looking into the tank, especially after it destroyed some of the curb of the sidewalk.
Or you have a tough time relaxing when you see a trail full of tanks coming through your neighborhood.
It turned the curbs into rubble.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you got a lot of people trying to defy COVID restrictions in Canada. They have got some quarantine lockdowns going on, and Quebec actually instituted a new curfew that prohibits people from going outside between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m.
Wow, that's some strict right there.
And if you defy the curfew, you'll face a fine of $1,000 to $6,000.
Wow.
Now, one of the few exceptions in this curfew is walking your dog. So that's one of the ways people are using that excuse to get outside. But one woman there took it maybe a little bit too far when this 24-year-old woman decided to walk her 40-year-old husband on a leash. But they say that since the husband is human and not a dog, they have been charged with breaking curfew. So they're looking at a very hefty fine for trying to be clever.
Just borrow your neighbor's dog. You don't actually have to put a leash on your husband.
I feel like they were trying to make a point, Virginia, and it might have backfired. But they did get a good story out of it.
Yeah, you're going viral. Congratulations.
They've got some serious lockdowns in California, Los Angeles especially, and their sheriff's department there had to bust some swingers that they say was part of a super spreader event. Apparently, there was a big old wild orgy happening in a warehouse with a few hundred middle-aged people there.
Oh, that sounds so gross.
Can you just honestly talk about the non-hottest sex thing ever?
An orgy in a warehouse?
Yeah.
Ugh.
They used to have all that stuff on HBO's Real Sex. You'd be like, oh, cool, this is gonna be great. There's always people like in their 50s, out of shape, having sex. That's what this
sexy,
sounds
yeah.
like.
And you're like, nah, never mind.
They'd be at some kind of orgy doing exactly what this story is doing. You're like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah. Oh, we learned last week and earlier this week about the whole polyamorous thing going on with one of our listeners. She'd had an opportunity to join a polyamorous foursome, I guess. This is a story about a three-person couple. I guess they call that a throuple.
Yes.
No, it's a throuple. It's in Seattle, this throuple, and not only is it three people in one relationship, but they also identify as mythical creatures. You know how you can identify as this or identify as that?
I'm a Pegasus. I'm a goat.
So in this throuple, you've got Lolly the fairy princess, Gunther the troll, and Lon the leprechaun.
All these people are so ridiculous.
Okay.
I'm sure they don't at all want public attention.
They've got some unresolved trauma from the past. Y'all need to get to therapy.
You don't want to dress up like a goat and have Panda dress up like a unicorn?
I'm too old for that.
If you've ever had a situation where you start to panic because you can't remember your password for something and
Yes.
you're always having to change them, and I try to be very stringent on writing them down, but I still have problems where, why is this password not working? Got it written down as this, it still won't crack the code. But I don't have as much writing on mine as this guy in San Francisco. I had a buddy of mine explaining Bitcoin and how it works. Well, basically, you have a digital wallet with your Bitcoin in there. It's electronic bucks, basically, digital dollars. And this guy has a $234 million Bitcoin fortune, but if you lose the password, you basically lose the money. And after 10 wrong guesses at the password, the drive will encrypt forever and you won't be able to get to it. And he's already guessed wrong 8 times.
What the hell, dude?
Unreal. Could you imagine that? You lose $234 million because, so if you ever get frustrated that you can't remember your password, think about this guy who's possibly going to lose $234 million with only 2 more chances.
But to your point, there are times where you do put your password in and it's right and it still doesn't let you in. What's up with that?
It makes it confusing, and then you doubt yourself, and like, it's one of the things I hate more than anything. And I know they've got password saver features even on your iPhone now, which that doesn't ever work. It works maybe 1 out of 5 times for me.
And I'm noticing too now when you have to create a new password of something, they're making you put, okay, you've got your number, you've got your letter, but we also need an extra little icon on there.
You have to put like a symbol.
Yeah, a symbol, and I have to remember what symbol is on there.
Yeah.
It ain't working out.
No, it's and then they want you to change it every like 2 days.
Yeah, work is that way. Work makes you change your password every 3 months. If not, you don't get paid. What?
Oh, this did not go well. There was a guy in Arkansas that was talking to his brother about spreading the word about Jesus. And apparently they got into an argument and he stabbed his brother. So,
wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think Jesus is going to take issue with that.
I don't know. Yeah. What would Jesus do? Stab his brother? Maybe not.
Doesn't Jesus? He's got a history with that. Didn't Judas stab Jesus? Isn't that how it goes?
No.
Judas didn't stab Jesus in the back? Or is that just a figure of...
That's a figure of speech, yeah.
He didn't actually do anything physical to Jesus?
No.
Okay, I don't know, dog.
Yeah.
You're the...
No, I know. I'm
you're the religious...
I want to hear this fanciful tale of Jesus getting stabbed and how it happened. Was it a bar fight? Or?
Clearly, Jesus recovered.
Was it over a
didn't.
chick?
He died.
No, I'm saying if he got stabbed. You know what? Move on. Move along.
It was a spear on the cross.
But
that was.
But I wasn't sure if there was a separate incident where
he betrayed him.
Judas did something. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
The figure of speech.
Yeah,
man.
I like your story better. It's a lot more exciting.
We need to bring him to Sunday school.
And pray for me.
2 people in Connecticut got into an argument on Saturday night over who got to use the bathroom first, and one of them then punched the other in the nose.
Oh, my.
There's an assault charge that came out of that one. Yeah, okay. I mean, I get it. Sometimes when you got to go, you got to go. Let me in. The cops in Nebraska caught a guy who was naked in his Toyota on Sunday. Then they let him go, and then he went right back to being naked in his Toyota again. And now they've gotten all these reports connecting him to 7 incidents of people reporting a naked Toyota driver.
Is he doing stuff to himself?
I think he's just naked driving a Toyota. But people are like, hey, there's a guy driving a Toyota naked. So that's like his thing.
It's harmless if he's not doing anything. Right?
But if he's naked, it's not harmless.
That's a good point. Look, I thought Jesus got stabbed.
I got kids in the car.
By the way, chat room, you don't have to tell me about what happened to Jesus. Kevin already handled it. Jesus did not get stabbed, birds. All right, I got it.
All right, I got it. Did you hear this about the declassified documents coming out of the CIA? You know, with that whole latest stimulus that was there, we had that interesting thing where they had to release what they know about aliens and UFOs.
I love it. Yes, tell us everything.
So what they do is, it sounds like they do that classic thing where they've given you a data dump, 2.2 million pages. It's like, yeah, good luck going through these, all you losers.
Wow. Somebody will,
2.2
too.
million pages. Yeah, there is a guy that has got a UFO podcast that's going to be breaking down through them.
Virginia's worst nightmare.
Yeah, can that guy give me his Cliff Notes?
They say this is everything the CIA knows about UFOs that they were willing to share with the general public. So really meaning the only documents that count, they're probably still holding on to and you'll never see. They gave you all the garbage.
Oh, how rough of a podcast would that be? We're going to go over page 93 today.
Today's podcast is page 1000 to 1022. There was one report, though, where CIA officials discussed the possibility that UFOs were behind a mysterious blast in the small Russian town of Sassovo in 1991. Was that the one that took out the forest and all those trees and they don't know what it was? Yeah, so apparently the CIA was looking into that could have been an alien spacecraft that caused that blast. So I thought, yeah, of the I'll save you the time of 2.2 million pages.
We're going to get answers in our lifetime, Virginia.
Unless you really want to go through them yourself. They say King Tut's remains are being moved to a new museum in Egypt, but some people are up in arms saying, don't move a mummy.
Do not move a mummy.
Yes. They
It
believe.
feels like the spirits will get you.
Yeah, the spirits are gonna get you. They believe his body is cursed, so don't touch King Tut.
I wouldn't mess around with it. Grave, and you're taking bodies and doing things above their dead body. I don't like it.
Hell no.
Not at the grave site.
Yes, it doesn't seem like a good idea. And by the way, if you didn't know, King Tut died by getting stabbed by Judas.
In the back.
In the back, yes. If you
Much
did not
to
know.
learn, I have.
Yes, it was an odd death. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, what's the story about Fort Lauderdale? We're looking for all the good, salacious details. The stories that if you live in Fort Lauderdale, everybody knows. That's just what you know if you live in Fort Lauderdale. You can share what you think belongs in this conversation. 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Coming up next. I like telling the stories of all the different towns in South Florida because they're all so unique and so different, and they've all got their own little stories. I know I grew up in a small town, and if you lived in my little hometown of Logan, Ohio, there's a couple stories that you would know. At least, from when I was there. I'm not sure what Logan's been doing the last 20 years, but
Missing you.
oh, I know. But boy, when I was there, I know that we'd had a murder that has received national attention. We also had a case where our high school basketball coach was possibly filming the basketball players for the varsity team in the showers. That turned into a big court case and scandal. And so those are those interesting little stories that if you're from there, you know those stories.
It's pretty funny how people who never would ever even sniff the area of Logan, Ohio, know so much about it because of you.
Yes.
And you tell all those stories, and I feel like I've been there.
People go and check it out. Yeah. Somebody went by there and saw my mom in the visitor center at the Hocking Hills.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. She's
She-
there every Monday.
Work in the booth?
Yeah, she does. She volunteers.
So okay, hey, I'm from KVJ Nation. I just wanted to meet you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So she's there on Mondays if you ever go by.
If you
Lovely
go
Hocking
by,
Hills.
the only day to go is Monday.
Yeah, that's the
Well,
day.
if you're a super fan of the Kevin Ralston, a selfie with his mom is pretty cool.
Send that back. That's worth bonus points.
That's awesome.
So every town in South Florida has really kind of got their own little stories, scandals, all that kind of stuff. And so we're putting a spotlight on Fort Lauderdale today, which the one thing that I didn't realize is Fort Lauderdale really, and a lot of South Florida is this way, it wasn't really designed much of a city until about 100 years ago. There was really nothing going on here. You had the Tequesta Indians. They basically inhabited the area for more than 1,000 years. But it wasn't really until, I don't know, they used it as a fort in the mid-1800s and anybody was even here. And then they abandoned that and said, forget about it. And for about 50 years, nothing was happening in Lauderdale. Nobody was there. And it wasn't really until you got the railroad, like in the mid-1890s, that anybody even came in through Fort Lauderdale. And there was nothing going on there.
And now people come far and beyond because it's the swingers capital of the world, Virginia.
Now, yes.
Yuck.
It took off. Yeah, in fact, not a lot of population. They say when it really started to take off was right after World War II. They had a U.S. Navy base that was there. In fact, there's one of the greatest stories about the Bermuda Triangle is there were some Navy planes that flew out over the Bermuda Triangle and just disappeared.
Gone,
Oh,
Virginia.
that's scary.
Like 1947, I think that was.
That Bermuda Triangle is something else, and it's big.
They got many tails. That's just not the only tail.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things there. And one of the points is right there at Fort Lauderdale, the Bermuda Triangle. It's one of the points of the triangle.
Some people believe that it's alien run. Something going on with aliens and UFOs in the Bermuda Triangle.
Uh-huh.
Maybe this will be in the declassified information.
It's on page 1,821.
1,000's nothing. Wait till you get to page 1.8 million. Yeah, and that's actually what the population is of Fort Lauderdale now. So it's boomed since World War II, and that's where the population has come down from. Now, it became a popular spring break joint, but do you remember back in 1985, it got so crazy, about 350,000 college students were just trashing Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, I remember that. And it was a big news story.
Yeah, the mayor of Fort Lauderdale went on Good Morning America to tell college students that they're no longer welcome in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, that's when we watched that back in Louisiana, and I was too young at that point to go to spring break, but I was like, one day I'm going to go to Fort Lauderdale. And then I did, like in 90 or 91.
Okay.
And it was dead. There was nothing going on. It wasn't nearly as crazy as it was back in the 80s.
Yeah, they tried to kill it. I think MTV wanted to do their beach house there, and they wanted to do the spring break, and Fort Lauderdale said, you're not bringing MTV here.
It was always a big theme in some of those low-budget HBO movies that'd be on late at night, showing boobies and all that, but it would always be about spring break, and it was always in Fort Lauderdale, Fort Lickerdale.
Yeah, they had some movies that were made, like maybe in the 60s, and it was about spring break in Fort Lauderdale. In fact, they had the Elbow Room, which is still there on the Strip. Back in the day in that movie.
That's when legend was made of Fort Lauderdale and spring break and the party. And if you're like me and you're from Louisiana, you didn't know that it changed.
Yeah.
You didn't know that the mayor shut it down.
If you're like you from Louisiana and old, you think spring break is still raging.
You know how far it is to drive from Louisiana to Fort Lauderdale? We drove
Trip.
for nothing.
But they rage now there, don't they, for spring break? Isn't Lickerdale one of the places
It gets
to go?
packed, yeah. Fort Lauderdale Beach gets pretty packed.
And next time I say rage, about punch me. Without a rage, bro.
Do I punch you now?
Yeah, go for it.
Drew on the KVJ Show Facebook page said that the movie Porky's was based on and written by students from the old Fort Lauderdale High School.
Okay.
It's got your girl in the original, Kim Cattrall.
I think Porky's is awesome.
I don't know if that movie could be made today.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Brianna had said, I remember Howl at the Moon was such a fun place. I think that was in Beach Place. If I remember correctly, it was, right there on Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Oh, how many hookups happen at Howl at the Moon?
That was the piano bar, right? I think is what it was. You go in there and they have the dueling pianos and they do the dirty songs.
It was so big. It had its run. The dueling pianos with the swear words and the dirtiness.
When we first got to town, the dueling pianos were big.
They had them. They had them in Jupiter. They had them in Gardens. They had them in Fort Lauderdale.
Delray.
Yeah.
88 Keys.
There was
huge organs
so
in
many.
Delray.
And then all of a sudden, everyone collectively go, "We don't like to do this anymore. This isn't fun."
It was weird how they just died out. Yeah, they were big in the early 2000s and then nothing.
I loved it.
Me too.
Gone now. Talking about any kind of a local scandal as well. Somebody said, well, they unfortunately got to put down the 2017 Fort Lauderdale airport shooting that resulted in 5 deaths.
Oh, that was horrifying.
Yeah, that was a national story about Fort Lauderdale. And on the scandal tip, the founder or one of the co-founders there and the big mainstay preacher of Calvary Chapel in Fort Lauderdale, that Bob Coy, he was a guy that used to work in Vegas at like casinos, I believe it was. And then he had a sex scandal that had happened there at Calvary Chapel. And
Bob.
yeah.
A lot of unsolved murders too from the Fort Lauderdale area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, there's too many to even talk about.
Dang. Okay, so it's got a lot of that as well. Interesting stuff about the town of Fort Lauderdale. What is the story about it? Somebody said, yeah, you're talking about the Elbow Room, the big old spring break bar there on Fort Lauderdale Beach, still open, by the way, still cranking.
Oh.
She said, yeah, my parents met there. My dad was a bartender, and he said the busiest day he ever had, he went through 24 kegs when they did 25 cents a pint.
Whoa.
Can you imagine that?
That's spring break, man.
Quarter a pint.
That's crazy.
They had that stuff a lot going back in the day too. You don't see that too often now. Where they're nickel beer night. I think everyone was fighting and
We used to have that in my
screwing.
college town, yeah. It was the worst beer ever, but it was only a nickel.
Yeah, everyone's getting pregnant or people are getting into fights.
How do they make money off that? Is it just the cover charge?
That's a good question. I don't even remember a cover charge. I just remember nickel beer. I really don't know.
There was some insane deal, like nickel beer night from 7 p.m. till midnight.
I think what it was they got everybody in there on nickel beer night, and then they did some sideline betting on all the fights that would break out. So that's actually how they, made their money. So otherwise, I don't know.
Imagine if we did a KVJ nickel beer night. People would. They would turn into you on St. Patty's Day. They'd want to fight. Are
9
y'all
dead.
gonna die?
9 dead.
9 dead.
9 dead.
At minimum.
Yeah, I'd say probably without a doubt. Coming up here in a couple of minutes, gave the challenge to KVJ Nation on our Facebook page. I said, how do you say you're from South Florida without saying that you're from South Florida? So you can't like name the town or anything else, but it's just something that, yeah, you definitely would know.
People like to eat other people's faces.
Yeah.
That's how you would know, right?
Yeah,
Is
that unfortunately was a pretty infamous. Yeah, if we ever do the story about Miami, that's got to be one of the top stories.
2 of those stories at Florida.
One in Tequesta, yeah, one in Miami. Where else is anybody eating anybody else's face? That's a South Florida thing, baby. We own that.
That's what I
That's
mean.
ours.
I feel like we do.
Don't
own
anybody
that.
try taking that. We own that. Yeah, so how do you say you're from South Florida without saying that you're from South Florida? Your best answer's next.
Do you want to watch the KVJ Show live or on demand? Find us on youtube.com/KVJ Show.
Okay, so how would you tell somebody that you're from South Florida without actually saying that you're from South Florida? We got so many unique things that are just something that you would know for the most part in South Florida. And once you become a South Floridian, whether you are a native or a transplant, you kind of start to adapt the same things. And it's something that you get that if you didn't live in South Florida, you might not. Some of the best answers that we had on the KVJ Show Facebook page. It's only a cat, too. What would that even mean to somebody in Michigan? What?
That's funny.
I don't even know what that has to do. Somebody said, I wear flip-flops year-round almost every occasion. That's true. I don't know where else, because I know in some other parts you go up north, they deem flip-flops to be really tacky.
Yes,
And
you're
like,
right.
How dare you ever wear flip-flops? It's disrespectful.
They call them thongs, which is confusing.
Yes, because that's what you put up your...
Because if you want to be offended, let me really wear a real ass thong into your place.
Yeah.
Then you'll be offended.
They got a different attitude towards them.
Flip flops are not offensive.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's about the weather. Somebody put on our Facebook page, at 70 degrees, I am freezing. Where's my hoodie? That is definitely a South Florida thing.
An old person from New York just hit an iguana. Got 2 in 1. Old person from New York, down
Yes.
here in South Florida. A lot of iguanas.
That's a good point.
Good job, Bird.
What do you want to point?
Well, I could tell Virginia wanted to make fun of me for it.
She's not really feeling it.
I'm just feeling bad for you.
I just look like I've had enough in here.
How do you say you're from South Florida without saying that you're from South Florida? Our Christmas tree is made of sand.
Okay, that's true. It was.
In West Palm Beach, at least.
Yes.
It's raining across the street.
Yep, that's a
Sounds
good
odd,
one.
but that actually does happen in
and
South
it's
Florida.
sunny.
It's so weird. Yeah, that is definitely something I've only noticed in South Florida. Another way you can say you're from South Florida without actually saying it. I just had a chicken tender sub from the Publix deli.
Oh,
Is Publix just Florida?
not
Yes.
anymore.
They're
They're expanding now.
Are they? They do have one in Atlanta that I've seen, but pretty much when you get outside of Florida, it's Kroger. Kroger is the big one that's pretty much everywhere.
But I think we all know Kroger's the low-budget Publix, right?
I think Publix is looking to grow, and
Are they?
if anybody's got a business model, it's Publix.
Yeah, good for them. I mean, they're deli. They're hot. I mean, I got the chicken wings again this weekend, and I was in a sheer state of ecstasy for. Oh my goodness!
Your eyes rolling back.
Oh, I was. You ever? I know you do.
Yeah, I mean-
you take a bite. Oh.
They're called TBOs, taste bud
Orgasms.
orgasm.
Yeah, okay. You say that.
I don't know if you can say it or not.
Yeah.
Big O.
Yeah. How do you say that you're from South Florida without saying that you're from South Florida? I run in a zigzag every time I see an alligator. Okay.
I don't know if that's going to help. We've talked about that and how I don't think zigging and zagging will save you from being eaten by a gator.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm not going to win if it's a straight shoot. So I need to zig and zag. Because if it's just me and a gator running and he's behind me, he's going to get me. I've lost a step.
You need the power of the zig and zag.
I need zig and zag. I'm more agile that way. You saw me on roller skates today.
Athlete.
How you say you're from South Florida without saying you're from South Florida? It's cold today. I need to wear my heavy shirt. Okay.
Okay.
Kind of have those. People like, I still don't have a coat. Still realize that. It's been
You
a
don't?
problem. No, no coat.
I'm going to get you a coat. I'm going to give you that werewolf coat.
Thank you.
Because I haven't been wearing it.
Okay.
It looked good on you.
It would,
It'd
yes.
pop with your hair.
It would. You're right. And make sure it's the same shade.
Well, I'll do my
Or I
best.
could get hair to match the coat. So it might be
Ooh,
easier.
what if you got a hair coat?
A hair coat from Hair Club?
I'm
Would the
listening.
hair club ever make a hair coat for men?
I don't know. I could ask him.
That is
Probably not.
amazing.
Just a coat made out of hair.
A coat made of human hair.
Yeah. I would tell them, they'd say, get out.
It's kind of gross, V.
I feel like that KVJ show is bizarre.
Get out.
I think she's giving you bad advice.
How do you say you're from South Florida without saying you're from South Florida? Trump parks his plane at the airport.
Okay,
True.
that's true.
Only half the license plates on the road are from this state.
Yep,
The sight of Jim Cantori makes you panic.
true.
I pour honey mustard from Bud's on everything.
Okay. Did I just see a sighting of a skunk ape? Florida Bigfoot.
I know you're trying to play, but will you just let Kevin do the list?
Can't. It's not in my nature.
on
It's
now.
not. I'm sorry. I have
You're
to
like a
play.
speed bump.
I have to play. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
The
He
man's,
hired
on
me.
a, the man's on a roll.
He hired me. It's his fault.
He just wants to play.
I don't know. They're not that bad of answers either. At least I'm over here singing for my supper.
Yeah, he is. He's putting in the work. Okay, anything else you want to add to our list we had on the KVJ Show Facebook page? You can text it into us, 877-979-WRMF. This is kind of on the iguana tip. Iguanas are falling out of the trees. How many other places have iguanas falling out of trees when it gets
True,
cold?
yeah, that's a good point.
I said iguanas earlier. Now you're all iguanas.
Kevin, you're so right. Iguanas.
Yeah, I think it was the angle of
yeah.
them falling out of the trees, Virginia, that visual. Just
Not
is
getting
like,
hit in cars by old people driving.
From New York? I gave you a scenario. I painted pictures.
I only drink Zephyr Hills water,
Okay, that's a good one.
and the Weagle just issued a snuggle alert.
The Weagle did a snuggle? He gets a snuggle alert?
Does
yeah,
he?
that's kind of his little
Oh, that's
Steve
adorable.
Weagle's snuggle alert. Yeah,
Weeks a snuggle alert? Oh,
yeah,
man,
he
that's
does.
amazing.
Yeah, you don't know that?
I do not.
Would he get mad if on the day he issues a snuggle alert, you're waiting out for him by his car when he leaves the station to snuggle?
Dressed as a sunshine.
Giant teddy bear.
And people are letting us know about the Publix expansion.
It's massive. They've grown massive.
Yeah, somebody had said that they're all over the Southeast, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee. So good
They
for
go all the
Publix.
way to Virginia, I think. Or
Do they? Okay.
Yeah,
If you're feeling a little fat and sassy today, I highly recommend get the sweet coleslaw from Publix Deli. It'll knock you on your butt.
and do what? Rub it on your body?
Just do with what you will.
I can tell you the one thing they got to work on, though, is sometimes that deli line gets super long. I went there on, I don't know, what was it Friday, Saturday, something like that? It must have been almost 20 people deep.
Well,
yeah, there are certain times and certain days. I noticed that too. On the weekends,
and one person can throw off the whole entire. One person doesn't get the ticket to stay in line. They're calling 19.
It gets a little chaotic.
I don't have a ticket. I've been here for 10 minutes. I'm old, so I'm gonna complain. I've seen it.
I just ran over an iguana.
Okay, let's see here. How much do you have to make to be in Florida's top 1%?
Is this going to depress us?
Well, it's just going to let you know how much money there is in the state.
And don't forget, tonight's the Powerball.
Ooh,
Yeah, nobody's won that or the Mega Millions yet, right?
I don't think so.
No, it rolled over.
Yeah.
The number 31 is just dancing over Kevin's shoulder right now. I can see it. 31.
Okay.
Write it down.
The Powerballs don't go that high.
Never mind then.
No, the Powerball itself doesn't go to the 31.
Well, I'm just so 31 can't go on the ticket.
You can pick a regular number that's 31, but you can't pick a Powerball that's 31. Can you give me the Powerball?
I'm just letting you know what I see over Kevin's left shoulder, and the number
And
30.
it's clearly wrong.
is
I mean,
31.
never been so wrong. I picked the number. The red balls don't go to 31.
Absolute waste of money.
Dancing on his shoulder.
I need red balls, dude.
Yeah, to be considered one of the top 1%ers in the state of Florida, your minimum net worth needs to be $3,635,565.
Wow.
That's the minimum. So if you're not worth that at a minimum, you cannot call yourself a top 1%er in the state of Florida. They say that the median net worth of all Florida homeowners, this is the median, so the average, $387,564. That kind of lets you know that compared to other states. In fact, I saw what were average states. Florida seemed almost double to triple most states.
Wow.
for these.
387 is the median?
Median net worth of all Florida homeowners. Yeah, crazy,
What?
huh? What?
Certainly makes you feel small.
That's the average?
That
That
is the
can't be the-
median,
That can't be the average.
median net worth of all Florida homeowners.
That seems so wrong to me.
Yeah, we want to fight your stats.
I'm gonna fight your stats, even though I have nothing to really. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, you got to consider when you start racking up 24 or $36 million mansions. Not to say that they're all over the place, but there's some expensive homes.
Yeah.
So, and that's their net worth. It's not necessarily what their home is worth. That's the median net worth of all Florida homeowners.
Wow.
They say, and that's somebody that owns their home too. You're not renting your home. You're not renting any other property. And that's it too. I think there's just a lot of rentals in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So that's people that are owning their home. Homeowners with a net worth of $1 million or more in Florida, there's 1.3 million people that are worth $1 million or more in Florida.
They are so annoying.
Wow.
He's out here grinding.
Yeah.
Singing for our supper over here.
Right? And they say the most millionaire dense zip code,
Oh, yes. Tell us.
Fisher Island, Florida.
That is in Miami.
Yeah, it's a 216-acre man-made island just off the coast of Miami. There's about only 650 families that own land there, including Gloria Estefan. The billionaire Philip Frost has got a place there. And they say their income lies well north of $500,000 annually. So you can't even really apply unless you're making at least $500,000 a year.
Wow. I'm gonna keep it to Singer Island. That's more my speed.
I don't know if you can afford on Singer Island.
Well, I'm there just to pick up a pizza.
I looked at houses on Singer Island. You can't afford on Singer Island.
Again, just there to pick up a macaroni and cheese pizza from Das Beer Garden.
Oh, plug alert.
Okay, there you go.
It's more of the KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Well, Jbird and Denny's, both relatively new homeowners here as of this last year, and they're learning the ins and outs of it. Good news, Jbird finally has hot water. I saw the video on the KVJ Show Facebook page of Jbird showering in his hot shower.
It's
Sexy.
really, 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 really warm.
Okay.
It's not as hot
It's
as
not-
I think there's got to be
You got a bitch ass water heater?
I don't know. I like it hot. I like it hot like a pizza.
Yeah, okay. Not
And
hot enough
It
for
was
you, huh?
it was warm, kind of warm like a hot dog. So I don't know.
Nice looking shower, though. I really like the tile. The
Yeah.
shower head looks amazing. It looks like you're at a fancy spa.
It's beautiful. Everything's
Yeah.
fancy about it except for the water.
Okay.
I got that bitch ass water.
Yeah.
You get that shrinkage too, probably.
Oh yeah.
So Denny's himself is dealing with some of the challenges of being a homeowner, and unfortunately, he is a victim of theft.
What?
Yes.
He was beside himself yesterday. He took it so hard. I had to secretly record him.
Yeah.
We've all been to your home. It's lovely.
Well, thank you.
You got robbed?
I did. We have audio. I guess Bird secretly recorded me kind of melting down.
This is honestly halfway through his rant. He really took this hard, but someone stole something from him. I don't know if I say it in the clip. Someone stole his really fancy-looking trash can. The one they issue. The one that
the
has
gigantic one they
Yeah,
issued?
it comes from the city.
Yes.
Well, so I get home yesterday and I don't see it out on the road, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to take the trash out. And I'm very good about that. So
Yeah.
I was really bummed out. And it was raining, so my hair got all wet. I had to shower this morning. But
Oh, no.
so I ran in real quick, and I ran past the spot I normally keep it, so I didn't look at it because I was trying to get in before the rain.
Yeah.
And later I was like, wait a minute, I never found out this trash can thing. So Bird came over, and that's when I realized
It
that
was going down.
I've been robbed. Yes,
Yeah.
somebody stole my awesome trash can. And I don't even know how to go about getting a new one. It was the one
Yeah.
issued to me. I had to call the team, I guess, and have them send me a new one.
He was confused. He was heartbroken.
Well, there was a lot
Yeah.
of stuff going on my street, so I walked back and forth after the rain stopped trying to figure this out. I
Yeah.
got no answers from anyone. There was a yard team that was 2 houses down. I thought maybe they took it. I was
Wow.
trying to ask them. Nobody wanted part of my investigation.
Well,
Aw.
a quick warning here: if you are easily scared by a very angry man ranting,
yeah.
just a quick caution here because Denny's goes off.
I mean, who takes a trash can? And I was like, there's no way. I was hyped to get rid of my trash because we had accumulated some, so.
After the holidays.
Who the steals a trash can?
I don't know, man. It's rough.
It's terrible.
You want me to buy you some lunch?
Yeah, lunch will help. It'll help the wound. It won't heal the wound.
This is a man that's clearly broken inside.
It gets more. The final thing he says in this clip, it breaks my enlarged heart. It really does.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
I mean, who steals a trash can? I constantly praise how much I love that trash can, too.
I know, you love that trash can.
It holds so much more than the other one.
Well, I have another one that I moved to the side because this new one's so awesome.
I have the same thing. You have one trash can that's awesome and one that's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't hold as much.
Yeah, it's awful.
Okay.
I think you can buy a replacement one too.
I'm so annoyed. I can't believe this happened.
Yeah, the chat
no
room-
other trash can was taken on my street.
Chat room can feel the rage.
Yes, they just hear the flames in his voice.
It gets worse.
And now you know what you got to do. You got to mark your next trash can so if somebody steals it, you'll know they took yours.
That's so funny. I got green spray paint I was going to put on the back of it.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Mm-hmm.
One of my neighbors puts
Getting
like
clever.
stickers on theirs. It looks so cute, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it.
That's rough.
All right, we'll get it. We'll make it. We'll make it.
Well, that's a great comforting friend.
Who invited Porky Pig over?
Wow.
I was trying to.
He's trying to comfort
I was
me.
trying to comfort
You
sweet.
drunk?
No. Something like that.
We'll be okay.
It sounds like it.
We'll be okay. I'm sorry.
I mean, I have another trash can, but it's just not going to be the same, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Damn.
Oh, gosh. What an annoying chore.
I mean,
There's a big day yesterday.
that is soul crushing. Just to hear that sadness.
It
I mean, I
sucks.
have another trash can, but it's just not going to be the same, man.
It's not going to be the same.
It's never going to be the same again.
Get it? It doesn't hold as much.
Wow.
It's like it's a person he's talking about.
My favorite thing is having the trash can right there that I can toss things in immediately. Living in apartments, I'd always have to walk it, around the block.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
So I don't even know. Who do I call? Do I
Maybe,
gotta
but
call
maybe.
Don't call this guy. Stuttering Steve over here.
Pennington.
Yeah.
I mean, I have another trash can, but it's just not going to be the same, man.
Oh, man. Wow.
Damn.
That's the sounds of sadness right there.
It is.
Boy, Denny's is...
What food did you get him to ease the pain? A pizza Band-Aid?
I went to Joseph's Classic Market and got a bunch of stuff.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, that'll work. Maybe a little positivity as well here for your boy Denny's, who had his trash can stolen from out front of his house.
I'll try not to stutter.
Okay.
In order to find something, you must search for it. In case... Wait, this isn't it?
She trips and she falls.
I end up
Get back up, Cupcake.
I ended up doing... I stuttered. Hold on. In order to find something, you must search for it. In case, if you are searching for it in sight, you must search... Nah, it's the wrong one. It's the wrong one!
What just happened?
Oh, boy, more sadness.
Come on, Stuttering Steve.
Yeah. Okay, I think we just have to, unfortunately, leave you with this.
I mean, I have another trash can, but it's just not going to be the same, man.
You know, end with that one. End with that one. That's better.
And that's all we got.
That's way better.
End with sadness. All right, the After the Show podcast. We've got it on Facebook and YouTube. You can stream it live in just about 5 minutes or watch it anytime on demand.
Want to find the KVJ Show on social media?